Hello, Dave Usher here. How you doing? We are going to do another little tutorial today, but you see the one that I started. I took away some of the grassings here, added some trees back here, and trees here, and changed my sky just a little bit, and also did some more rocks down here. So today we're going to do a knife and brush, another knife and brush tutorial. Um, this was a 11 by 14, and it'll be up on my website, davidusherartist.com. So you can go up there and check it out. And I'm having a sale up there today, and the rest of this month. So let's get into it today. I'm going to do a waterfall today. I thought I would go ahead and do that because I've been wanting to do this for some time and just see how it turns out. So here we go. First thing, remember this is art at um, 87 plus, and the plus just means I'm moving on in age here, but I am 87. Just a few days, I'll be 88, so we're going to have to just deal with that when it comes up. So I'm going to water down my picture here and get it all set. I have my brushes picked out, and these will be my brushes, and I'm going to do the sky first, and I'm going to lay out the cavity areas, the rock areas in here for my waterfall. And this is going to be my, this is the fan brush. I'll be doing some of that with doing my waterfall and so on, and coming around. And I'm going to be doing this round brush here. I'll be doing my rocks formations, and some up in here. And also I'm going to be using a little knife here. Well, let's see, I have it laying over here. I have a couple knives that I'm going to be using. This one is just a little plastic knife. You can buy this real inexpensive. And then I'm going to use the flat knife for some rock areas. And then I have one more that I'll be using, which is going to be another little plastic knife I have here. And then I'm going to use a flat brush, doing some of my water in here, and then I'll be using this brush here, which I cut off, and I'm doing some trees in this area and some bushes. And yeah, I think we're going to have about 6 different colors. Yeah, I'll be using this little what do you call that? Cotton. I'll be using that. So we'll see how that turns out. So let's start off. I'm going to go ahead and get that gray that I'll be using. And I'm going to get some of that black and get all set up here now. I hope you have a good day today. It's about 80 some degrees here in Southport, North Carolina. 80 some degrees. I'm going to use some of this burnt use some of that, and get some of that out of there in a few minutes. So before we start, we'll just go ahead and get everything set up. Okay, let's get started here. Here's my blue and a little white. This is darker blue I'm going to use for the sky. We're just going to get this started and see how it turns out. Get a little water up there, and I'm going to use this flat brush right here. Get a little blue on it, and let's see what we got. And I'm going to start up in here, and come on down, because I'm going to use some of my black and gray for my mountains, rocks, and so on. Then I'm going to use some browns and get some lighter browns for my sand and things like that around the bottom part. And I'm going to bring this on and come up here like so with this little flat brush, and make sure you get that, because I always like to get both sides. And let's come on down, and let's get a little of that darker blue. And you can prepare your background, your sky, and you can brush it out and make sure it's pretty tight up on your easel. I sit down. I do a lot better sitting down. I used to stand up and do some art, but I'll probably be doing some of that when I start traveling in the North Carolina areas. It's coming up in this fall, I believe, and I'll be doing some outside painting. So you want to make sure you stay with me and follow me as I continue my adventure in art, and just to see how everything. I'm going to lighten that up a little bit, and make sure when you come down, just a eyeball, and do some clouds here, and it just gives you the background, and just get that started, because I always change up a little bit with my skies and so on. So this is just chop it, just use the tip of that brush and come around and come on down, and a little bit more blue, and come around like so, and a little bit more blue in here, and get that background real good, and you can start just getting your layout, and because I'll be coming back and doing some touch up on clouds and so on after this dries real quick. But I want to get that blue, dark blue started. So now I'm going to put that brush away in my water and kind of josh it around and get that blue off of there. And now what we're going to do is I'm going to get my knife that I'm going to be using, and get it out, get ready to go with that background and the rocks and so on. So I'm going to get started here. Okay, go ahead and start with this one. And this is a gray, the black, and I'm going to get the gray out, put this blue away, don't need that right now, and find my gray. This is called a powder gray right here. This is a powder gray, and you can get that at Walmart. So we're going to start with our, I call it a cavity, because when you're coming in you see your where the waterfall is going to be first. Um, and here we go. Let's come in here with this knife. This is a metal knife, and it's kind of pointy. You can get the whole set usually at Walmart. If not, you can go on Amazon. Later on, I'll have some links to the Amazon there to get your tools and things like that you need. I'm just going to come on down and make it cavity kind of. I'm going to make the background. You want it dark anyway because you're going to come in with the white, the fall, and coming down to and just hit it with some black in here. And I'm holding the knife just like so, and coming down, and make it just get a lot of paint on there and make it. And what I'm going to do is as it dries, then I can come in and start with that. Now I'm going to let that just kind of dry in and get a little bit more black. Because when you put your waterfall, then you'll see what I'm talking about. Now what I'm going to do is come over here. I'm going to start with the rock area and some little mountainside coming up in here, and a little bit more black, and use the side of your knife. And what I'm going to do is come up in here and use the side of your knife. Man, use the side of your knife. Come on down. You can use the brush on the side of it because it don't work too good on the side. And a little bit more gray coming down. Come in here. Come on down. And what you better do, use your knife. Come on up. Use that knife. Okay, and then come on down. There's going to be some large boulders down in here. And I'm going to use a lot of that gray. Maybe I'll get a little bit of weight in there along with it. So I'll just use this and get it in. Let them use that knife good. Just bring it in. Now you're going to start with some of your and come on down. Come on down. Get over as far as you can with your knife. Remember, you can always come back. I'm using the side of my knife, coming down, and but you can touch it up with your okay, come on down, and I'm gonna come around here like so. Now. And what I'm going to do is kind of let that dry pretty good. Come on down with your gray. As it dries, then you can start seeing it come together. And I don't know how it's looking on the camera, but we'll see. Come in. And come on down here with some of the rocks. It'll start taking, with this knife you can do all kinds of things. Using a knife, I find my paintings, by the way, this is, I'm sorry I didn't tell you what kind of paint I'm using. I'm using acrylic on canvas, 11 by 14, but I'm turning it this way, and it's really 14 by 11. Lie down. You'll start seeing your transformation here. I'm going to just bring it down. And you're going to get your shadows. Come around the side a little bit if you want. I'll use a brush on the side. I like to brush the whole thing. I mean, the sides, the tops, the bottoms, because what it does for your picture makes it look 3D when you're walking around it. I'm going to come down in here. Come over as far as you can. I want them boulders to start, and they come up here. One in, get your little bit of your come up high here. See what I'm talking about? With that knife you can do a lot of things. And what I'm going to do is just let that dry in a little bit. Come down here just a little. Alright. And then I'm going to come down. With your rocks and mountains, and this is just a rocky area. And you just try to do as much. I'm using black and gray and a little bit of white mixed in sometimes. So a little bit of gray. Alright, come around and come on down here with a little bit of heavy on your knife. So I'm going to get a piece of napkin and clean that blade off just like so. I'm going to set that blade aside. And now, while that's drying, the next colors I use will be green, and let's see if I can find a darker green and see if I can't get that. Yeah, there we go. And get the lighter green and put that in here. Yes, it's been warm down here in North Carolina. And, a lot of rain up in the higher countries. But if you're watching out there in another country, let me know. Drop your comments. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Um, I would appreciate it. Okay, what we're going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and start with some of my green. You say green? What am I doing with green? Well, I'm going to do some of the background here. We're going to have some bushes, a little bit of darker green. We're going to have the bushes coming down. Because usually, when you're doing waterfalls, especially, it really, you notice that it will give uh, vegetation or a lot of good water source for trees and bushes and so on. So I'm going to bring it on down, and you can make it over a little bit of light. And the same way over here, I'm going to come down. It don't have to, you can always change around a little bit of lighter green. And this is just laying up. What I do at the end of my, usually when the camera's off and all, I go ahead and do the tree, your limbs and so on. But I'll come around here and I'll kind of get some darker here. Maybe over here a little bit. Don't worry about mixing the colors because sometimes it does a good job in making colors of trees and so on. So now I got pretty much what I want and here, and I'm going to go ahead with my one brush here. And put a little of the green on here. That's that brush that I cut off, just like so. Now I'm going to come up here. Put some of it up there on that mountain. And maybe on this side, kind of bounce your picture a little bit. And come down on the bottom. And put some lighter in here. Come around. And try to get your balance and see how it's looking. All the way. Come on up here. You see some bare spots. And I've seen some of these in New Zealand when I was there. Some of the waterfalls and beautiful pictures you can draw there. I'm going to bring that over. Now, remember, we got our starting of our waterfall background. Just come on down and get a little of that darker and let it play in. All right, now we got that far. Let's come on down. Now I'm going to put that away in my water and let it get soaking there. And wipe this one round brush off. Try to get a little bit, get that cleaned off a little bit because I'm going to use this brush to do some other colors. Kind of wipe it off. I keep little napkins and tissues and so on here. Okay, I'm going to come around here on your beach side. I'm using brown, dark brown, light brown. And I'm going to come around here like this. And I just come on around. And come around. And I'm going to put a little darker brown because that, remember the wet areas. And just so I come around the side and do the same thing over here. And because it's coming down, don't worry about what if it spills over on your. Well, come down a bit further down here like so. All right, come around. Yeah, New Zealand, Christchurch is where I was. And, the USS Glacier pulled in there, which I was on. And I figured over the years being in the Navy, I traveled around 140,000 miles. Do you realize how much that would have cost you if you went on a cruise? So joining the Navy was a real treat. I enjoyed it. I never got afraid of the South. I went to the South Pole and the North Pole. Not right at the pole, but pretty close. Went to McMurdo Sound. You probably heard of that too. McMurdo Sound in the South Pole. But anyway, that was years ago, and really enjoyed it. Then I got out and joined the Seabees, United States, U.S. the Seabees. It was a construction. Got involved with some construction. Now I'm going to go ahead and wipe that same brush off. Now I'm going to put some rock formation. I'm going to go into my black again. And I'm going to come down in here. Now look at your back out. Just keep looking at it and see what improvements you can do as you come in with your rock formations. I always sit back and look and check it out, make sure everything looks pretty good. I kind of choke up on this and this brush here, and it helps me to control it. And being up in years like this, you need all the help you can get. Yeah, that's the way it goes. But anyway, and come out here. And let's touch it up a little bit with the gray. And going down. And come in here. And a little bit of black again. Come in here and touch it. Because all of this in here is going to be coming off your water coming off. Okay, now let's go ahead and start blowing it down, drying it off. I'm going to put that brush in the water. I'm going to start drying it off, and just Stay with me, it's going to be a little loud. That's enough right now. So now, what I'm going to do is put this away for a moment and go ahead and get my white. Remember I told you about having plenty of white that you can. I'm going to use white and maybe a touch of black over here, just to give just a little bit in that. And these plates I use, when you get a meal, pork chops or something, you clean it off and use these things. Very inexpensive. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to find my, let's see, fan brush. Let's see what we got. Let's take a towel and just cut a job at just a little bit. Let it come down. All right, here we go. Let's see what we can do with this. And I'll come here. It's rush it over. It's coming down, so that's the fan brush I'm using. Use the side of it. Use the side. Come on down. It's hitting the rocks, coming down. And I'm going to come in here with just a little touch of black. It's just accent. You coming in here. Let's get some more white. And I'm going to come down here. Alright. We'll let that dry just a little bit. And we're going to come down in here. And wipe that fan brush off just a little bit. And I'm going to come over here with a little blue. Where's my blue? Okay. And put this down here with the rest of it. Come in here. Mix it in with white. Still using that fan brush. And I'm going to come down here. It's flowing this way, see. I'm not through with the waterfall yet. You'll see as we come in here. And, just let it come on over to your box. I'll show you how to, in a second, how to come over here and kind of blend it in. Get that white. It's just a matter of doing it a few times, and it's coming over here on the bank. Here we go. I'll show you what I'm going to do with that little piece of cotton here in a few minutes. And I just doing its thing over here, coming. Get a little bit more of this. Get some of the darker blue, and I'm going to come in here for a reason. I want that. Now you're going to take it this way. Come on over with your fan brush. Come on over. Just let it flow. You get a little of that black one, it don't make no difference. You can always go over it. And if we don't finish it today, with the time that I have on my camera, we'll finish it tomorrow, maybe. All right. Now let's get real serious with this here. Because now it's going to come up and start hugging. Use the front of the nose of your fan brush. Come on over and let that water, as you're looking at it, just close your eyes and just think of what it's looking like. Now, if you're seeing it rushing off of that waterfall, what is it doing? It's coming over, kissing the side of your, just make sure you don't put too much on it. And then you can just brush it around. Just use that. Let it look natural. And then you can put maybe a little wave here coming off of it. And squash it around. You want to get the blue, dark blue in there because it makes it really stand out. All right. Here we go. All right, now let's get into that waterfall again. Here we go. Remember, it's hitting rocks coming down. There we go. There we go. Coming down. Now, get that piece of cotton. I'm going to take this cotton. I'm going to go ahead just kind of jog it. Don't put too much on, but put enough on it to make it look like it's really hitting the bottom there and splashing around. And put that over here and in here with a little bit more white. And come in here and take, use it. Just be careful how much you do. Splash. Alright, around like that. Now what I'm going to do is a couple more little things over in here. All right. All right, I'm going to put that brush back. I'm going to get this brush here. A little bit of blue mixed in with my white. I'm going to come up here and do something with these clouds. Brush it out. Brush it out. I'm going to put a little bit more water, just a little bit of water. Just one drop. And I'm going to come here. Brush it out. It's kind of a lingering cloud that's coming over. And so, let's see what we got. Okay. Now, just a little bit more up there. And all right. How much time we got? I guess we're doing all right. All right, I'm going to put that away. Now I'm going to come in here and get my brush here. This is a, let's see. Maybe I'll go back to this brush here. And I'm going to get my black again. I'm going to come in here. I'm going to get those blocks to really stand out here. I'm using a little push brush, I'd say it's a ½ inch maybe. And I'm going to come just to put a rock over here and some dark rocks up in here. And come over here and get this big boulder here. And come protruding out into your water. Come in here and hit some more rocks over there and come in here. All right. All right, folks. And I'm going to put a rock up in just right in here. Remember, you're doing something, if you're doing something without looking at a picture, you just got to close your eyes or think about it or stand back and look at it and say, does that really look good? I don't know. Does it? And come on down like that. Now you're using your brush just to make it. But you got your idea about your rocks and the boulders and so on. So, and it's starting to. And then you can just use that same brush, come around the side, get the mountains that you just did, or I just did, I mean, and you come on down and get a little of that gray, and come on down. And it's going to be. But you see how you get your everything started with your knife, and it gives a good start with your picture. Get a little gray on it. Come on down. Come on up here. And like I said, I'll do all the limbs and bushes and stuff later. And this is coming up in this area. Sit back and look at it and say, what do I do next? All right, I think we're going to call it quits there in a minute. I'm going to go ahead and come over here and kind of get the sides of this picture here. Hope it didn't. Okay. Well, I'll finish it up at a later time. Because then I can get the details of all the, and you can throw a little rock in here. And kind of brush it out a little bit. Maybe throw another rock over in here. And, all right. Coming down. And let's get a proportion. All right, folks. This is it. I love to stay on here until it's completely done, but time won't. And I know you all out there are either home for, it's around 6 o'clock here in North Carolina. And it's on a Sunday. And hopefully that you hit it. If you went to church, that's fine. I hope the good Lord blesses you and keeps you and watches over you in all your endeavors of life. So that's all we're going to do today. And because I don't want to run out of time here. So, Dave Usher here. I love you guys out there. Some of you all are joining in and you're coming in and giving me support as far as your likes and comments, and those that are subscribing will help me tremendously here. It's encouraging to hear from you and to keep me encouraged, and hopefully you do everything that you can to stay up with us. You see my little studio I have. This is my studio. You see my Navy things, plaques and things, and certificates, and my master's degree there, and different things. But that's me. But you out there, I know some of you are hurting financially, and some of you are hurting spiritually. But if you can break away and do these things that I have been doing, it helps you tremendously in your life. It gives you encouragement to go on. Get off into a quiet place and do some art. Remember, use your mind and your heart to do, and your hands to do art, and keep on, pressing on, because there's better days ahead. God bless you, and we'll see you again on the other side of this camera again sometime. Make sure you follow us, because there's exciting times coming ahead. Thank you for coming and visiting me today. God bless.